Hey guys, welcome back. Happy Valentine's Day. Hope everybody's having a great day out there. A great morning or afternoon or whatever, as Christopher Morin said. Utkarsh, apologize if I did not get the name right, on Facebook is asking about an extension to export to Unreal. I believe Unreal has the ability to import a SketchUp file through something. So I'm not sure if you need an extension. I think they can import SketchUp files and just render them. Ooh, Russia and Iceland. You guys probably both have more snow than us, though we do finally have snow here. We are actually experiencing winter-like weather right now. Romania. I have to confess, I don't know what the weather's like in Romania right now. All right, we're gonna give everybody one more minute to get logged in here, and we'll start doing something. Something will happen. Hello, Letty. Uh-oh. Tricky 2000's not hearing well. My volume is up where it should be. I'm right on the edge, so hopefully it's maybe just a volume thing on your end, Tricky. Hey, Nathaniel, how are you doing? It has been a while. I was thinking the other day that I was doing an architectural model and you weren't here for it. Yikes, 7 degrees. I think we got warmer than it's 36 here and we have some sun, so that's not too bad. Hey, Dave. All right. Hey guys, welcome back to Friday afternoons with SketchUp, or Friday fill in the blank, your time of day, or potentially Saturday. I guess I really should just say end of the week with SketchUp. I don't know. Anyhow, I'm Aaron, and with me today is, on the other side of the monitor, is Casey.
Hi, glad to be here.
And we're going to hang out with you and talk and model things for SketchUp. Sorry, having wardrobe malfunction right now. Here we go. My mic was messing with me. Anyhow, whoa. I thought it was cold this morning because it was like, I think it was 6 when I got up, but Dave's saying up where he's at, up in the Great White North, it was 17 below. Whew.
Yikes. That's when you know it's cold.
That sounds rough. I heard a story once about, I think it was an Eskimo story. I can't remember what it was, but somebody living in the Arctic would judge how cold it was by spitting and hearing the spit freeze and crack before it hit the ground. And based on how quickly they heard the crack after they spit, they could gauge how incredibly cold it was.
Yikes.
Yeah, I mean, if I spit and it freezes at all before it hits the ground and sits there for a while, it's just too cold. Just, I'm out. Or no, I'm in. I'm not out. Opposite of out. All right, so we are here. It's Friday. This Friday happens to fall on Valentine's Day, so happy Valentine's Day to all of y'all. And we're going to model something kind of fun and Valentine's-y. I did, as per usual, start a topic over on our forum. So if you go to forums.sketchup.com, if there's any pictures you want to send over or information like that, our sage, John Driven Up the Wall, has already spoiled making flowers in SketchUp by posting a tutorial. So I guess we'll just call this one, see you next week. No, I'm just kidding. I'm sure that's good. I didn't actually get a chance to click through there. Yeah, that might be a different take than I end up using. I don't know what I'm going to do yet, so that's kind of where we're at. But this should be fun. I do want somebody, it was kind of a suggestion right at the end of last week's model. Somebody said, why don't you model a rose next week? And I think it maybe it was even said kind of tongue-in-cheek, but I thought, you know, I've never done that. That would be interesting. I've modeled like a daisy, where just like, you know, an array of petals around a circle. But I've never really done like a rose where it's got nice overlapping geometry. So I thought that might be kind of fun. So we'll give that a try. But I don't see spending hours modeling a rose. At least I hope not, because I don't know if anybody enjoys me head down clicking long enough to watch a single rose get modeled for hours. So I don't think I'll spend hours on it. We'll see. We'll see where it goes. But yeah, we'll model something. No, not something. We will model a rose. We'll just see how long that takes. And I got some other ideas for things we can model along with that that'll be fun models. All right, so one of the things we do here, we do subdivision modeling. I didn't really want this to be a sub-D model. I love subdivision modeling. It's great, it's fun, it's a good skill to have in SketchUp because it lets you make organic stuff. But I think this is something you can do with a lot of native tools and maybe one or two extensions. I did spend some time this last week setting up 2020 the way I think I want it. So you can actually see I do have a couple extra extensions up here, some stuff that's not in the default, like the Follow Me tool or the Axes tool aren't actually part of the default toolbar, so I added those. Put a couple of extensions up here that I use a lot that I don't have on shortcut keys, Solid Tools and TrueBend. I actually added TrueBend this morning thinking that might be one of my methods for going about creating rose petals. So we'll see how all that works. So this is still in the process. I actually thoroughly enjoy when I move from one version to the next version. I use a lot of extensions. I test a lot of extensions, not like people, like I try stuff out, like how does this work? How's this gonna work? So I do that a lot, and I usually end up by the time a year has passed with maybe 60 or 70 extensions. And honestly, probably only used 20 to 30. So I usually see the move to a new version as an opportunity to purge my extension collection. So I have done that. So I'm fairly streamlined right now. So I look at my extensions. I have Profile Builder, Sub-D, a DBO push line, which is still one of my favorites. Oh, I didn't get Curic Mirror. Oh boy. This whole thing could be for nothing. We'll see. See where it goes. Some stuff I haven't done yet. We did ask about what your resolution, your SketchUp resolution was for 2020, and I have two. There's two things I want to learn. Well, three. There's three things. Four. No, three. We'll stop at three. The more I think about it, the more things I think I want to do. But the three things I want to do this year is I do want to spend some more time rendering. That's kind of an obscure resolution, but I want to up from, I think I rendered like 3 or 4 things in Thea last year. So I want to do better on rendering. I want to learn some more about rendering. It's kind of a little bit magic to me. I want to learn to use ClothWorks. And if you don't know ClothWorks, it's an awesome tool that lets you take geometry in SketchUp and apply geometry or apply gravity to it like you would to like a piece of cloth, a blanket or a towel or something like that, and let a square piece fall like a piece of cloth would. You can actually use it on like strings too to create like rope loop effects and that kind of stuff. So really cool stuff made with it. And I know I'm a little behind time. I used it back when it was in beta, but I haven't used it since then. So that was one. And then my other one is Fredo's Animator. I really want to learn how to use that. I think it's a cool thing. Not sure when I'll get to all those things, but I feel like resolutions are made to say you're going to do, not necessarily to actually do them. Do you have any resolutions for SketchUp this year, Casey?
I want to finish something and upload it to the 3D warehouse. That sounds simple, but I have so many projects I want to do. Picking one is going to be pretty hard.
I think you don't have a problem finding a project to work on so much as like getting across the finish line with the project.
Yeah, that's kind of what I mean. I've got like 6 going right now, and I need to choose one that I want to focus on.
Absolutely. Well, I wholeheartedly support that. So that was all a ramble off of, yes, extensions were slimmed down over here under tools. I did put a bunch of Fredo tools in here, but yeah, not nearly as much as I had before. So I'm sure I'm missing something. I'll have to go back and grab some more. Ishmael's asking what renderer I use. That's what I'm saying, I don't really do a lot of rendering right now. I have a copy, well, actually, I don't have it in, well, on 2019, I have a copy of TheaRender, which I liked, but haven't really used it much in a couple years. So right now, I'm renderless. So we'll see what the year brings.
Just sort of on the topic of renderers, there's a free sort of hobbyist version of a renderer called Twilight Renderer out there, which actually just mounts directly on top of SketchUp's Ruby library, so you don't even have to install a second program.
That's
and
nice.
It's a free version, so it's worth looking into.
There you go. Is that an endorsement or just an FYI?
Just an
FYI.
FYI.
Stand behind it?
I've not used it enough to know how good it is, but I've seen some people do some pretty amazing stuff with it.
All right. Or we'll do this, or we'll do it right now, real quick. This right here is a product called a 3D mouse from a company called 3D Connection. This is the Space Mouse Enterprise. It allows me to move in 3D space, move my model around in 3D space just by touching this puck right here in the middle. It also has a bunch of programmable buttons around the outside. Not a requirement for SketchUp by any means, but it does make it moving in the model, it just makes models look good. So if you do a whole lot of design, it does speed up input because I don't have to do my zooming with my mouse. My mouse is free to go grab a command or select something as I'm moving, that sort of thing. But if you do any presentation, I would say it's a must because you can get some nice smooth movements through your model with a 3D mouse that are more difficult to do with traditional orbit tools, zooming with the middle button and spinning around by grabbing a handle. So that's that. All right, so enough talk about things we're not going to do. Let's talk about some things we're going to do and do them. All right, so I started thinking about how to build a rose. A rose is a really cool structure because it is a series of growing petals that wrap around themselves. They start very small, work their way around, get bigger and bigger and bigger, and on the outside they open up more and more and more. So each petal is a little bit different from the one before. So one petal is like this, the next petal is going to be slightly bigger and slightly more angled out, where it creates that kind of spiral of open petals. So I was thinking, how would I do that? I don't have the answer yet, but what I was thinking about is I used to work at an ice cream shop, and we sold ice cream cakes. And then when you would sell an ice cream cake, people would ask you to write on their cake. So I learned to use a frosting bag fairly well, enough to, I can still write on stuff pretty well. But one of the things I always played around with was making roses out of frosting. Because you see people, I don't know if you ever watch baking shows or something, but they'll just grab it, they'll just kind of go like this and spin a little thing, and then there's a rose, and it's magic.
I tried to learn how to do that, and I couldn't do it.
I
can make some flowers, but not a rose.
I've made one or two things that if you were properly challenged as far as your sight goes, you may have thought it was a rose. So with the right handicap, I'm a great rose maker. But the idea behind, so when you do that, you start with like a cone of frosting, and then you build the petals onto that cone. So you have a cone like this, and the first petal leans on it, next one comes off that. So I was thinking that kind of geometry actually may be a good way to start. So I don't know. So we'll try something like that. So I was saying maybe I'll just come in here with a circle to start. And I'm really not at all concerned about geometry or any of those size or anything. I just want to get a thing that looks like a rose when I'm done. So I'm going to start with just what I was saying. I'm going to take a cone. And this is really primarily as a point of reference that I can build on. I don't want to just try to start flopping petals in 3D space, this is going to at least give me something that I can lean my first petals on. So yeah, as I usually say, and the model just builds itself from there. All right, so let's start talking about petals, because I don't know what I'm going to do right now. I don't think I'm going to mess with trying to put depth to the petals, so I'm not going to go in and create a face. They're going to be, you know, infinitely thin petals. I feel super okay with that. So a petal, I don't know, it's kind of like an oblong shape, right? Like an egg kind of shape. So if I was to take this, I'm thinking I would do something kind of like this, especially to start off with. And then maybe I'll take that, make it into a group. I'm intentionally using group and not a component, because like I said, one of the things I think is going to happen is as I build each petal around, I'm going to transform one after the other. So I don't think there's going to be a whole lot of need for actual components where the geometry, I come back and modify one and they all modify. And this may be the point in the video that you show later in slow-mo, in black and white, where I say I don't think I need something, because it turns out that's exactly what should have happened. But maybe that's what happened. I don't know. We'll see what happens. All right, so what I'm thinking is I can take this petal right now, take True Bend, that's an extension from TomTom, and I'll bend it like that much. All right, and then I'm going to take all of that, I'm going to go into the component, I'm going to rotate it this way, and whoops, exit out, use True Bend again. Okay, so that's kind of, well, it looks like a fingernail, but I think I can make it work. So that's kind of what I was thinking. There is a little, well, yes, I'm going to start with this. This is the part where Aaron argues with himself. Please just play along. All right, so I'm going to line that up with, I think I'm going to line that up with the tip. And then I'm going to come into that tip point and take it and rotate it out like that. Ooh, Leo says he's going to model along. I like it. Please fill me in on what I'm missing, Leo. All right, so I'm going to take this petal, I'm going to rotate it from this point, a copy option. I'm going to rotate out like this. And then I'm going to draw a line straight to the bottom to give me a point right there. Except I'm off axes now. Or maybe I'll just come right here. Okay, I'm going to come into this group and I'm going to draw a single line like that. And then when I click on this, I'm going to click and drag. And I'll do that again in just a second. Ooh, look at that 2020 making it semi-transparent so I can line it up. Ooh, I think I like what's going on here. I'm not going to scale this one. All right, so to do that again, I'm going to grab this, I'm going to rotate by the center of my cone, option, click around, like maybe that much. And now I'm going to go into rotate, And what I was doing there was I was clicking right here and dragging along this line. Oop. Oh, I'm so close to being on axes. Clicking to here. What that does is that aligns my compass perpendicular to that line, which happens to be coincident with the long axes of my petal. I'll take that one up and I'm going to rotate it up so it the geometry just laps over that last petal. There we go. All right.
So we've got a question from chat. Someone's just now joining us. What sort of plugins do you think we're going to end up using today? I mean, obviously we're using TrueBend, but do you think we're going to run into any others?
I have a feeling, I never know what the guy in the show is going to do, but I think, I have a feeling that Fredo Scale will show up in the not too distant future. So in case you can give us links to both of those. TrueBend is available on the extension warehouse. Fredo Scale you'll have to grab off of Sketchucation. All right. This is okay. I like the way this is starting to look. I'm going to grab this one now. I'm going to rotate off this middle piece again. Option, just like I did before. I come around like this. And I'm gonna do the same thing I just did, except after I rotate it out. Go just past like that. Now, actually, if I wanted to model a tulip, I could be pretty close to being done right now. But I don't. I don't want to model a tulip. See, if I was modeling a tulip, I'd actually take that first one, and rather than have it lean in that far, I'd probably be almost vertical, and then bring the other ones out and bring them out a little bit. But we're going for rows, so we're going beyond this. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how this works out.
So I'm just going to go ahead and post in chat. Here's a link to TrueBend. I'm still digging up a link for Fredo Scale.
Both are great extensions to have. They do more than flowers. All right. Whoops.
Oh, fair warning though, Fredo Scale does require I believe the library plugin as well, so make sure to install that.
Yes. Oh, and here's just general learning for everybody watching. It is Valentine with an N on the N, not an M. It's not Valentine's Day. Just so you know. It's okay. It's cute when like a 4-year-old says Valentine's. Don't be a grown-up who says Valentine's. Okay. Anyhow, wow. Did I just show my pet peeve? Sorry about that. Okay, I'm going to take this now, and what I want to start to do is, as I create each of these petals, I want the lip to start to kind of just fold back a little bit. So I want it to. I have to remember I'm mirrored here. So what I want to do is I want to take that and kind of just have the tips start to come just like maybe just from here to here, just have it fold back a little bit. And as we go through in the bigger and bigger petals, they'll fold back more and more, opening up the rows. That's the theory of what I want to do. So what I'm going to do, so I saved, I'm going to go turn on Fredo Scale. And Fredo Scale is a very cool suite of tools from Fredo 6. There's stuff in here for like you can take a geometry and twist it. You can distort it in different axes, and really cool, especially if you start with a very simple geometry, and it will go in and just break the geometry as needed to go in and create whatever distortions you want. Excellent tool if you do any kind of modeling outside of very rigid 90-degree angles. It's worth taking a look at. So what I want to do here is I want to do this last button right here, which is called, I believe, radial bending. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn on my hidden geometry, and I'm going to find a spot right on the middle. Here's my middle line right here. So I'm going to be on the middle, but I want to be how do I best do this? Can I come in and use it? So what I need to do is I need to get on axes. The way Fredo scale works is you have to use it on a group. So if I come in here right here and I try to use radial bending and pick the point that I want to rotate around, it's going to be hard to get to perpendicular to this group. I can snap to the world axes, but that's off axes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to double click in here and make a group again. And from here, I can tell Fredo scale that I want to snap on the green. Is that right? No, it's actually looking at the world axes. That didn't work out the way I wanted it to. All right, here's what I will do. I'm going to do another line like that. So now I can come in and drag along that line. And so I'm pick this point. All right. Get rid of my hidden geometry. So that's going to start giving me that I can go in here and soften that. I'm not sure what happened here. I think I got a break in my geometry, so I'll just break it and heal it. All right. And all right, so I'm starting to like the way that looks. All right, I'll take that one then, bring it around so it laps over the last one. Same thing, we come in here with a rotate. All right, I'm going to rotate that one. I'm not going to open that one up anymore. This next course layer run, I don't know what you'd call this. How would you, what's the word you'd say for this level of petals? This layer? Layer?
I think that's right.
It's named for a person who studies flowers.
A botanist, I think.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Studier of plants, I think. Not specifically flowers, but pretty close.
Yeah, I buy that. All right, I'm going to come in here and grab everything. And I'm going to make this next petal a little bit wider. And then I'll rotate that one too. And actually, I'm going to come in here and rotate it over this way just a little bit also. All right, grab that. Where's my point? Bring that around to cover that next intersection. And I'm going to have to start kind of excellent. You guys got that right. I'm going to and just kind of gesture and make noises, and everybody's following along just fine.
Oh, thank you, chat. Apparently it's floral culture for the study of flowers.
And I have learned something today.
As have we all.
Wow, kind of feel like we peaked. Should probably just shut this thing down now. All right,
well, your flower's coming together quite nicely too.
Next one over here.
Won't be long.
Scale that. Woo, woo, whoa! Hey, Jumpy. All right. Something like that. That's looking all right. I have feelings. They're not the best feelings about what's going on right now, but things could be worse, I guess. All bring this one over like this. I'm going to again come on here and use rotate along my special rotate line and open that one up a little, just when I start to. All right, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to take it, I'm going to save because my t-shirt told me to. See, Casey and I were coming up with a game plan, and I told him that, you know, it was up to him to read my shirt to me as often as possible. Just to save you guys some work. You shouldn't have to tell me all the time, right? All right, I'm going to radial bend again down this line, all the way to the end here. And then again, I'll take this. Some of you guys are probably already calling this out too. I am going to have to figure out what I'm going to do with all these extra lines hanging around. I will have to do some sort of cleanup. I'm kind of thinking what I'll end up doing is exploding the whole thing, exploding all the geometry, and letting cleanup get rid of any extra lines. All right, and I'll take that one. And I'm going to rotate that one a little bit too. And then all right, so a couple things are happening. How long have we been at this? About 15, 20 minutes, something like that?
Yeah, they're about.
It's starting to look like a rose. I hate to say things like that, but
I think it's looking pretty good too. The real question is, what color is it going to be?
Well, it's Valentine's Day. It's got to be red, right?
Ah, the love rose.
That's right.
Apparently the different colors have different meanings.
I have heard that, but
apparently red was love at one point. I don't know if it's true or not, but it is interesting.
Yeah. All right. So I got a thing happening. Whoa, look at that. Leo is throwing out extra information. So not only do we know floriculture in English is the study of flowers, but now he's saying in Spanish it's bosquejar, but I don't know. Maybe I'm reading it all out of context. I have no idea what's going on. Shut up and model rose, boy. Yes, sir. I'll get back to work on this thing. So this thing, so what I'm starting to feel is that this one is starting to look a little bit too straight. I think I need to kind of give it another little bit of a more of a curve back in. So I think let me see what happens. I'll draw a line from here to here. And let's try to radial bend. From here, actually I didn't need that line at all. To here, come back to about the middle. Woo! All right, let's just take it easy. Take it easy, Fredo scale. All right. Do that, and then I will have to bring it back out. Wow, I don't even know where it was. Huh. That may not have been the best plan. I put it like that, and then I'll rotate it around my middle point again. Whoops. All right, actually that didn't turn out too bad. And I'll rotate along that and tip it backwards again. Oh boy. I think that may have actually scoot it out a little bit. All right, that wasn't too bad. It got a little weird, I'll be honest. That's stuff got kind of weird there. I broke the surface again. I don't know if you guys see that. Does anybody else use radial bending? I seem to break the surfaces a lot. I wonder if that's because I'm just not working big enough. I just need to be working on a little bit larger scale. Should I scale this thing up before I try to bend it again? Anybody else interested if anybody else hits that?
That's a good question.
I'm gonna, oops. I'll come in here and clean up as much as possible before I go copy this thing. I think I broke the mesh again here. Let's see.
I think that's a different component. Just
is that poking through from your
actually.
side? Oh, nice, nice. Good eyes, good eyes. I think somebody's paying attention here. All right, take that. And one of the things we're going to have to decide at some point is just how big this rose gets. We are coming close to the point where we might have a full rose.
Yeah, it's looking real good.
Pull that one around like right there. And then I'll do it again. And then we'll rotate that one because it laps a little bit. So right now this color looks like a water lily or something like that. But I'm going to do one more petal. So I had a question for all you horticulture, I already forgot what the word was. Phlebotomists? No. Floriculturists.
Yeah, I think a phlebotomist is the guy who takes my blood at the hospital.
Yeah, that's different. Does anybody know, is there a, I'm going to reset my axes. Is there any rules on roses as far as like how many petals they have or anything like that? I'm just not that I'm going to change anything. I mean, we're making something for looks. We don't really care about facts. We don't care about the truth around here. But I was just curious, like, is there a certain numbers, like, I remember hearing centipedes always have an odd number of legs or something like that. I wonder if there's a rule like that for rose petals.
I'm not sure. You want me to look it up?
Hey, I'm all about learning when it suits me. Now I'm just going to spin around here and start to tighten or loosen petals as seems appropriate.
A typical rose contains 20 to 40 petals depending on the variety.
Well,
Interesting.
this here rose is a SketchUp aramonium, and it has a good dozen petals. Yeah, I just named a rose after me. All right, I kind of like how that looks. All right, so I'm kind of thinking, so I want to look at it without being, right now I'm very distracted by the colors. The different colors are definitely messing with me. So I'm going to take everything and make it all bright red and just take a, yeah, I feel okay about that. Coffee break. All right.
That looks really good.
Grab all of that. Ooh, no, ooh, oh, ooh. Yeah, I know.
If you're gonna do something weird, maybe you better save.
Goodness. Casey's got this whole thing figured out. All right, what I was thinking is roses have kind of, well, they have like, not leaves, I guess it's the outside of the bud. It kind of folds back underneath. I was thinking that might be kind of cool to stick down here, but I think I want to take one of these leaves and use it, deform it to give me the general shape of that first leafy thing. So I'm going to rotate again along that bottom point. And I want to bring this a ways back, down like that. And I want to slide it in towards the middle. I have a feeling I'm probably going to end up also what did I do? All right, that's going to need to be fixed. Cool. Yes, yes, I like this. All right, here, I'm just going to help share my vision. That's what I'm going for. I want to make it even skinnier than that. Ooh, let's save. And maybe we could use a little bit of box tapering. I remember which is which. Here we go. Box tapering is going to grab that geometry and give me the ability to squish down one end of that geometry. So this end stayed the same, and then the top end narrowed up. Yeah, that's the stuff. That's looking good. All right, I'm going to take that then. And I wonder if there's a rule for these. If I go that's all right. I just did 72 degrees, 5x to give me a run of the exact same things all the way around. But I'm feeling that. That feels nice to me.
I think it looks nice.
So now, actually here, I don't need this one. Anytime I'm going to do something potentially destructive, that point of no return, I do like to make a copy. because I feel pretty good about how this turned out. So what I'm about to do now might be a spot where I can't come back to if I do something wrong. So what I want to do is I want to actually take all of this and explode it. So that's going to mean it's no longer separate pieces. It's all just going to be loose geometry. And
Oh boy.
the issue with that, a couple things. It's going to take a few seconds because it's going to go back and create all the geometry independently, intersect with all the, so that's going to take a second. But the bigger thing is if I decide later that I want to move an individual petal or something like that, I can't. So once this geometry comes loose and it's going to all start touching and merging together, I could have kind of a mess. This could be a terrible idea. But I'm thinking it's going to be the easiest way to go in and get rid of all those extra lines I put in there. Ooh, look at that. That looks nice.
That looks great.
Yeah, Leonard's got to figure it out. Draw lettuce and make it red. How do you draw lettuce? You draw a rose and make it green. The other thing, yes, Titus pointed that out. Before you explode, you would also want to make sure you do your coloring because it's going to be far easier to color while they're in groups than when they come out. Again, because, well, depending on how my geometry is, each of these pieces of geometry should be a separate chunk. So coming back and coloring shouldn't be terrible. If I want to do something like make the inside leaves or petals a little bit darker, I should be able to do that because my individual petals are a single face a piece. So it shouldn't be too bad to go in and change the colors if I wanted to, but the initial run at color is going to be much easier to apply when they're grouped than when they're loose geometry, yes. It does have a handful of polys, yes, but this is not the heaviest file I've ever made. I've definitely done denser models than this. I mean, I think as soon as we launch into subdivision, we end up with a significant amount of polygons. So this is not terrible. This is definitely, it's not the lightest model I've ever made, but it's not horrible. Not quite sure what's going on, but I did want to point out that the 3D, so one of the reasons I did drag my feet a little bit going to 2020 was because of 3D mouse support. Right now, 3D Connection hasn't released an updated driver for SketchUp 2020. I'm not sure. Usually, fairly quickly after the release, they end up rolling out a release. So what that means is you can't just install the driver and have SketchUp support the 3D mouse. You do have to, if you get 2020 right now and use a 3D mouse, you do have to manually copy the Ruby files to the extension files to get this to work from 2019 to 2020. And honestly, it's a little weird. There's something is a little different than it used to be, and I can't put my finger on exactly what, but it's okay. But every once in a while, I find myself like having a hard time finding the center of rotation as I'm using the mouse. So somebody pointed this out early on in the stream, though. Is one of the downsides of using a 3D mouse is it is so easy to get addicted to it and get to the point where you're like, doing this, that's rough. Anyhow, hey, I'm going to save again now that that's all out.
Good idea.
I'm going to grab all this geometry right here. I'm going to go to my extensions. There we go. I didn't install cleanup. All that for nothing. Oh, man. Okay. So my thought was to run cleanup to get rid of my lines, but maybe I won't. Man, that would be nice, though. I should. if I could, I wonder how well I could just come in here and use standard erase. As long as I don't hit any other edges, it shouldn't be too hard to actually clean extraneous lines up, he says, as he erases something important and can't go back. No, that's not too bad. That was not one. Not too worried about the stuff on the underside because I won't be able to see it, but up here, this is the good stuff. I don't want any lines messing up my view. Okay. This is weird. I'm not really sure what's happening right here. So I've got like this piece that pops up, but it's really not there. All right, let's look. And this is that dense mesh that I was talking about before. And somebody called it out in the comments. The issue comes down to whoops, wrong color. The issue comes down to using Fredo scale again and again on the same geometry.
It compounds the complexity.
It does. It breaks it and then it breaks it again.
Uh-oh.
Oh, there it is.
Something's weird.
I got a break right here. There we go. See if that, no, that did not fix my problem. All right, so here's a thing that happens sometimes. When you get weird geometry like this and you start getting shadows in there, you can, we've talked about this before, this is where I want to go investigate and fix all the problems in the world, but sometimes it's easier to delete something like that and then just hop over, draw a couple lines, whoops, wrong spot, stitch it back up and be done with the whole, oh my goodness. All right.
So we've got another question, if you have a second.
I have several.
Oh, several seconds. That's good, because this one might be a long answer. What is the name of the device in your other hand?
Whoa, that? Didn't even see that there. This is a 3D mouse from the company 3D Connection. It is the Space Mouse Enterprise. And it allows me to rotate in 3D space fairly seamlessly. And it's not a requirement for SketchUp. You don't have to use a 3D mouse, but it is a nice way, I find, to present SketchUp models and move through them in 3D space. It also helps speed up, if you're a designer, it does make it a little bit easier and quicker to make stuff.
I'm going to go ahead and post a link to their website in chat in case you're interested in getting one.
I need an affiliate link, huh?
Oh, definitely.
Get people over there all the time.
It'd be nice if we could get people a discount or something.
Maybe I'll look into that. All right, so there we go. Got the bulk of the rows done. And that went a lot quicker than I thought it was going to. I'll be totally honest. I didn't think this was going to be a hugely time-consuming model. I figured this wouldn't be too bad, but I'm pleased with what has been created in the amount of time we have spent. All right, I'm going to throw a stem on here, maybe a leaf or two. You know, here's a topic of conversation for you guys while I do this. Because I know that's what you're looking for. I'm actually do this over on the side. I'm just going to come over here and draw a circle. I'm going to pull that down, grab that, scale that about the middle, pull that straight down. And actually, I'm just gonna right now I'm just going to make it a big, long, straight stem. And I'm going to right now make that into a group, and that way I can slide this, and I'm just going to do a slide along the green axes, and then slide along the red axes. And then slide along the blue axes. Just because I don't know exactly where I want this to snap, and I'm not looking for a perfect center point, I'm kind of looking to kind of line it up. Let's go over just a little bit more this way. All right, that's looking pretty good. I'm going to get this off my screen. I don't want to lose it because I think there's a possibility I want to come back to it at some point. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and make it a component. There we go. And once I've created it as a component, it will actually be in this model as in the component library. So I can delete it off my screen. So sometimes if you ever have performance issues, I'm just going to throw this out there in SketchUp, and you have things like staggering when you're or stuttering when you're animating in 3D, or redraw, slow down, that kind of stuff, that usually comes down to drawing to the screen. So you can fix that by doing a couple things, by hiding things on layers, put it on layer and turn it off if you don't need it. SketchUp only draws to the screen what is visible in the model. So you can save yourself some pain by doing that and get rid of it. Making it a component means it's still saved in the model, but it doesn't have to draw it on the screen. So that's there in case I need it later. I could have also, like I said, put it on a layer and turn that layer off. That would have worked. Yeah, we're not done here. I'm just putting that was a placeholder. Be cool, guys, be cool. All right, let's take this right now. Apparently this has to happen first. Let's do a little radial bending on it. And this point, I'm going to not even worry too much about like on axes bending. I want this to be organic, so I'm going to just kind of grab it from a couple different directions. Oh, but this is the problem I'm going to potentially run into here. Let's do this. Oh, we should probably group that before proceeding any further.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
All right. So Bradley Design's letting me know that rose stems have 5 leaflets down the center of the stem and 7 leaflets near the bottom. Okie doke. 5 leaf. So I already know what a 5-leaf leaflet is, but Bradley, if you want to tell the rest of the people in chat what that is, then they'll know too, and then you, me, and they will all know exactly what it is. I'm going to make this into a group. Someone did just point out that one of the issues with making a component over here is that if I was to run purge right now, it would throw out my rose component. That is absolutely true. I don't want to run purge right now. If I run purge, I will definitely have issues. So yes, that's true. I'm going to take this and scale it up and see if I can minimize the issues I run into with radial bending. So again, not really worried about staying on axes, but I'm just going to grab a couple points. There we go, that was better. Let's do it again. Let's just take this point right here. All right, still looks too straight in this axis, so one more, or one or two more probably. So I'll take it and bend it once this way, and then I will take that again and bend it back the other way. Oh, so close. All right. I was doing so good. I think I'm overbending. Oh man, I was doing so good. Let's see how hard is that going to be to clean up?
I don't know.
All right, I'm stitching. I'm doing it. I'm just going to get this cleaned up. I can't help myself. Oop, do another. Wait, I can't. I'm seeing through. I'm seeing too many things. No, not worth it. Undo, 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 undo. Hey, I think that looks perfect. Hashtag settle. All right. So this is coming along nice. Yes, thorns are one thing for sure. I got to add some 5-leaf leaflets to it. I think that's like a little branch that has like those small leaves that come off of it. That'd be kind of cool to put a set of things here. So maybe we'll do that. We'll have a branch come out like here, and then put some leaves on there, and then we'll throw some thorns coming up off of here. This is gonna be good. I'm gonna model my leaves on the ground. So I'm gonna say something like that. And then, let's see. I have no idea what a rose leaf looks like. Totally being honest.
Looks fine to me.
Yeah. Sure, why not? All right, I'm going to take that right there. Whoop. Nope. Work with me, not against me. There we go. I'm going to take that and I'm going to... It's oval, I'm hearing. Okay, so not pointy. All right, well, I'm going to... This is as close as I'm going to come to oval. I'll take that.
Close enough.
That's ovaloid? Ovaloid?
It's close
Ovally?
enough.
I'm going to start distorting it in just a second, so I'm going to go like that. Oh man, I should really look at a picture of a rose probably.
That might be a good idea at some point.
I'll come back afterwards and see what a rose is supposed to look like.
Good idea.
All right. I'm gonna go like this. Add some. All right, and I'll grab all that. You know, I do need to break that again, because I've been told that there's 5 of these, so. Not yet. All right. Come through here and clean all this up. Clean up this mess. And boop. All right, so it does look like an oak leaf. Using scale to do a little deformation. I don't know. Like I said, I have no idea what I'm drawing right now. All right. I'm going to grab this group. I'm going to grab each of these leaves real quick. No. I don't know what I'm going to do. All right. I'm going to color it. That's what I'm going to do. That's the only thing I know I have to do to this thing is make it green. And now that that's done, I'm going to take this whole thing, make it a group, and I'm going to radial bend this piece down here. Like that. I'm going to grab it by this.
We're getting there.
It's
It's a Friday for sure.
If I look at it at the right angle, the leaves look perfect, like that angle. All right, I haven't given up yet. Can somebody do me a favor? Can somebody go find a picture of a rose leaf and put it on the forum for me? That would be huge. I feel like I'm flopped around here, you guys just laughing at me. Bunch of floral occulturists out there making fun of my naivete. All right, I'm going to take this whole group. I'm going to add some more whoa, I don't know what I'm doing, but it's cool. Don't want that. I'm rotating the wrong axes. Wait, escape, escape, escape. Anything yet? Nope.
No, but Leo seems to like what we're doing based on chat. So we've got that going for us.
It's all right. Well, if Leo's okay with it. All right. Well, guess what, guys? If you're not going to help me, this is what you get. Okay. I may take that just a little bit further. I might go. This might ruin it, so I might undo
oh boy,
this.
This will be exciting then.
Oh yeah, nothing if not exciting. Rotate around this way a little bit too, and then move that back up.
You know what our rose needs? Chat says it needs some water, but I think they're onto something. Maybe we make a vase for it later.
Hey, got nothing else to do right now.
Maybe we make a vase using the follow me tool or something, make it look all modern and nice.
That sounds good. Let's chuck a couple thorns on here.
That's a good idea too.
I want that rotate a little bit more though. Whoops, wrong thing. All right, thorns. Here's a question, because you guys know so much more about flowers than I do. What direction do thorns go? Do they point up towards the flower? They do, right? That sounds right?
I'm not sure.
Somebody buy that? Ah, there we go. Look at that.
Oh yeah.
I was closer before. I took the points off.
we're doing all right.
It's okay. Look, soak that up for a second. And all right. Can I scale this direction to make it? Yeah, there's a thing. Yep. All right, well that's what we got. Reference material.
Hooray!
All right. They should be bending like 45 degrees or so. Well, not if it's not in water, Leo. Obviously, my rose is dehydrated and dying. Okay, I'm gonna draw. Here, I'm gonna draw a thorn real quick. I'm gonna keep this quick and easy. Here's what I'm thinking for a thorn. I'm gonna take this circle. Quick, follow me. I am going to make sure it's closed on the bottom, and then I'm gonna take it, scale it this way, because thorns are narrow this way. And now I got to kind of get I'm going to use that a group, and I'm going to radial bend again. Like I said, it does do more than just radial bend, but man, I really like that command. But I'm going to say radial bend from this point on this axis.
Looking good so far, except for the holes. But we can just stitch those up, and everything will be fine.
All right, let's see. Casey's lying to me. Hey, not so bad. Nothing worse than having a hole in the rose you've been handed.
Uh-oh, we got a reversed face.
It's all falling apart. Oh, this is going to be an issue because I got some internal faces too. Making a mess. All right, start by orienting faces and then run solid tools to get rid. Oh, dang it. Thought it was going to be simple. Just hop inside and delete some things. I also got an extra face here. Nope, I don't. There we go.
Perfect.
All right. Thorns appear to point downwards. Really? I thought they went up, but I don't have a rose in front of me. I believe you. Straight out with a slight curve down. I may have been a little extreme on my curvature, but apparently that goes with the, what? Hey.
What?
Hole in my thorn, hole in my life. All right, I'm gonna grab that. I'm gonna stick it on here. Yep. It's a little big. Little too much thorn power here.
We've got a question for Facebook. Facebook
right.
is asking, what is the name of the plugin you use for bending?
I have primarily been using Fredo Scale, which is available over on Sketchucation. There, one thorn. right, I'm going to take that and I'm going to option copy it a couple of times. All right, I'm not quite sure how to do. I'm thinking through my head of different ways that I could be doing the thing I'm doing right now, and I don't really have a perfect solution for what I'm doing. One thing I have, I don't have a copy of it now, but if you guys have ever seen the extension Scatter,
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
it is a great extension and would probably help with this. When I played with Scatter, I definitely used it in non-conventional ways, if you can imagine that. And it really is a great tool to randomly place geometry. All right, so what I'm thinking now is, as I'm doing this, I think if I can rotate it from straight down, the direction I want, and apparently I can't do that. Try that again. All right, straight up and down, rotate the direction I want to go this direction. And then if I grab it by the edge and let that click onto geometry, scoot it back to merge it in. All right, so not a ton of thorns. This is a happy flower. I'm going to come up here. I want to re-soften that thing. All right. There's my big floppy leafed rose. I'm good with it. I'll take that and make it a group. Okay. Yeah, the thorns may seem a little angry, but every rose has a thorn. Every cowboy has a sad, sad song. All right. No, I'm not going to make a bouquet. I'm a single flower kind of guy. All right.
You could make a vase for it.
We do. Yeah, I do want to make a vase. So I'm going to make an octagonal vase.
Ooh, fancy.
Darn right.
Very modern.
So I'm going to make an 8-sided polygon and throw that on the ground. And then I'm going to come up here. I want it to be about that tall. And let's see, I'm going to go like this. Come out like this. We're going modern. This will feel modern for sure. All right, and I want to make a solid, so I'm going to offset that like that. And I'm going to carry that line up, and I'm going to carry this line across and get rid of all my extra geometry. There we go. Now I'll grab this octagon, follow me with this shape. There we go. All right, and I'll take this rose.
Oh no, our vase isn't quite lining up.
Stupid rose. All right, let's tip it just ever so slightly. I'll move that vertically. Oh, so close. All right,
close.
It's in the vase. Oops. All right, so there is one thing. Grab all that, make that a group. That's nice. That's nice.
Ooh, we should make the vase out of glass. That could look cool.
It's a like bluish color. I guess we should go with like a reddish color.
Ooh, fancy. Oh yeah, we're getting there.
That's something. Okay, so we've got a rose in a vase. I don't say vase, I say vase because I'm fancy. So the other thing I wanted to do, I thought would be kind of fun, would be a box of chocolates.
Oh, that's going to be cool.
It's not gonna take. It's fairly easy. It's kind of a fun model, and we got some stuff we can definitely mess with. I'm gonna save because that's my thing. I'm gonna come in here, and let me show you how I've taken to drawing hearts in SketchUp. I'm gonna draw a square. And I know it's a square because it's snapping to square. It actually says square. Oop. And I'm going to click right there. Now what I do is I go grab my arc tool, click end to end, pull out a half circle. There it goes. It'll snap at half circle. Go over here, pull out another half circle. Whoops, I missed the point. Just when I'm trying to make it sound simple. There we go.
Mathematically perfect heart.
That's right. I hope perfect is okay with you guys. All right, so I want to make a box of chocolate. So I want that heart-shaped base and lid. So I want it to be able to slide together. So, oh my gosh, everybody's asking for water. All right, let me save real quick. So this right now, I come in here. This is a solid. I'm going to draw a rectangle on the ground. I'm going to pull that rectangle up to here, down to here. I'm going to make that a group. And this is a solid. Now what I'm going to do is say, trim this out of this. So I'm going to grab my vase. I'm going to go to Solid Tools. I'm going to say trim this. Now if I come in here and triple click this outside piece and delete it, all that leaves behind is what's inside there. Now if I give...
What are we going to use for water?
Fill that with a like a 5% opacity blue. Excuse me, Rose. How's that? Does that work for everybody?
Not bad.
Now can I go make my heart? All right. So I'm gonna make two pieces that should theoretically interlock, just like a heart-shaped box of candy. So I'm gonna take this piece, I'm gonna pull it up, and my numbers are, this is like 150 feet long, so I'm just proportionally making them right now. And then I will offset this, and I will offset this again. And then before I go any further right now, I'm going to triple click this and make a copy of it over here. Now I'll take this and pull it up, and that's going to be the bottom piece of my box of chocolates. So I'm going to smooth that real quick. Whoa, not that much. There we go. And I will make that component. Call it the bottom. Over here now, this represents the outside edge. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, offset that out like that. If I wanted to give a little bit of a gap, I could do that too, but I'm not 3D printing this or anything like that, so I don't really have to worry about the practical interaction of that geometry. I'll do something like that, and then I'm going to make that a component called the top. Now, what I need to do is flip this over and put it on top of this piece. I immediately try to think of how to go about doing that perfectly, and then I realize that that's dumb. It's only 2 rotates to put it back so it lines up with that first piece, but I don't know. I try to do everything in one step if I can, but I don't need to do it that time. All right, so I'm gonna go like that, click in here, pull that top down to there, and there we go. We'll do the same thing and soften that. And now we have a chocolate box. So that first part's done. So I'm gonna actually take that lid, we'll shove that over here. Oh, you know, we should probably color some stuff. A nice pink color. Like annoyingly pink. There we go. That's good.
Looks good.
All right. So, crimson ribbon. Oh my gosh.
If we only had a cloth plug-in, then we could have done the ribbon.
See, if I was a little bit further along on my New Year's resolution, I would be able to do that. Thanks for pointing out how far behind I am, guys. All right. So, I want to put some chocolates in here. And those chocolates are always in that paper cup thing, you know? It's like cup shaped, like a little tiny muffin paper. I don't know what it's called. It goes back and forth all the way around. Mm-hmm. So I was trying to think of how to do that, and I didn't come up with a solution. But that's what we're going to do now. So here's what I was thinking, was something like this. I'm going to do a half circle right here. I'm going to take that, rotate it this way. You know what? Actually, hold up. I'm going to do another arc. I'm going to do way lower. I don't need this to be a million sides to make one of these. So I'm going to do like a 4-sided half circle. That will work just fine for what I'm about to create. Because I think what I'm going to create is going to be a monster by the time I'm done. I'm going to say option.
This is going to be fun.
Just planning ahead, just being honest. And I'm going to say make that, I don't know, 50 times? Oops. I put 50 instead of 50x. Option, copy that over here. 50x. That may be excessive. All right, I'm going to select it all. I'm going to weld it. I'm going, oh, that was the wrong button. I'm going to use push line to pull that upwards, like that. Awesome, I think. And now, oh, I just don't know. All right, so now I'm going to make it a group. I would like to use True Bend to do this, but True Bend always, well, here, if I do a full circle, actually, yeah, I'll do that. I'm going to do a full circle like that.
All right.
Casey says skeptically.
No, I'm good for this.
All right, I'm going to do
keep
something
going.
like that.
Let's see what happens.
All right, we're going to do an oval-shaped candy first. I'm going to come in here and draw a line to close up the bottom or straight across.
There's a gap somewhere.
Yeah, or an extra line. Oh, look at this right here. Oh yeah, look at that line doesn't go straight across. That must have been my seam. That's where the two pieces must have closed.
Oh yeah, yeah.
There we go.
Totally.
Same thing there. I'll just get rid of those. All right. Delete. And I'm going to save that. And the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take that and, well, first thing I need to make it a little bit taller. So relative to a piece of candy, that's a little bit big. And it should kind of flare out a little bit. So that's where I'm going to come over here and use tapering again. I'm going to take this top. Got to make sure you get on the right. All right.
Looks
It's
good.
a pretty good looking candy cup. Of course, they're always like a brownish color. All right. And we'll stick that right in there. Perfect. Pretty much done. A little bit of scaling. And a little bit more scaling. There we go. Grab that and throw that on the ground in here. Maybe scaled it too much. Come on back up. And I'm getting Z fighting here. The two different planes are kind of crossing over each other. So I'm just gonna move it straight up just a touch, like just so it's just hovering off the ground. All right, that was cool. That looks like good size compared to this right here. Now I gotta make a candy. You know, I was thinking I should stop and buy a box of chocolate on the way in this morning, but I didn't do that. That would have been a smart move. Because everything's componentized, I can draw right in place too. I can just come right here and draw a circle like that. And use scale to squish it this way. Option to scale about the middle. All right, and now I still don't know what I'm gonna do here. Okay, you know what, actually I'm gonna go back to making a circle. So this is about the size of the circle I want. So I'm just gonna take that and scoot it over here. So I'm thinking I'll do something like this. Come in here. Oop, I'm still at four-sided arc. So I'm gonna go to higher polygon arc. Follow me around that shape. That gives me a bonbon looking thing.
Looks good to me.
And then I can scale that, get the right shape. There we go. Candy one. Oh, that was pretty close. That was a lucky guess. I think that shape would totally work. All right. I feel like it needs something on it, right? We need something. But before I do that, that's made a baby poo. That's not gonna work. Let's, I want it to be the exact same color as the wrapper, but I do want it to be brown. There we go. That looks pretty good. So I want to put some decorations or something on top of it, but I want to reuse that because I want to put multiple different ones here. So I'm going to use that shape and then here, we'll move these around. We'll mix them up a little bit, but we'll do 3 of these shapes and then we'll do some different ones also. All right, so now I'll come in here. Is this a component? It is a component. So I'm going to make this unique. Well, let's see. Let's I don't know. Let's put some like dark chocolate lines on it. So I'm thinking I want to break the surface to make a couple lines. So my thought is to do something like this. There we go. And then grab this, grab all that. Intersect face with selection. Get rid of all this. All that. All that. And then come in here with maybe a darker brown.
Oh, that looks good.
There's one.
Someone in chat says maybe do some white chocolate on the next one.
Heck yeah, let's do. Oh, gotta make it unique first.
Let's
Let's
get
do,
fancy.
Darn right. Yeah, we gotta. Can't just. I did that once. We gotta do something different now. All right. All right. So once again, what I want to do is I want to create a closed shape, and then we'll pull that up, and I'll take that and then same thing. I'll take it up just a little bit. That'll work. Again, just a quick intersect. Super easy way to do this. And then we'll go to we'll start white, but I want to go a little, it's a little off white, not
Perfect.
it's like a football candy. All right, so there we go. We got two of those. I'm going to do this. It's not quite different enough from this other one, so. Of course, they won't be next to each other when I'm done, but. All right, and you're just milk chocolate. You're normal. You're nothing fancy about you. All right, sorry, I just hurt the chocolate's feelings. All right, so I'm going to grab these two, slide them this way, and grab this cup, bring it over here. Kind of wondering how to distort this into a different shape. I think what I might do is actually over here, I might use vertex tools. So I'm going to come in here, grab all of this geometry, grab vertex tools, and I'm going to use a soft select radius of, this is huge, so maybe 50 feet. No, that's too much. 15 feet. All right, that's better. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this section. No, not even that much. And then that works. Those paper cups are always all distorted anyhow. So grab this section right here, vertex tools, squish that in. All right, so there we go. Now we can put a rectangular-ish candy in there. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to start with my basic shape that I want. This one, I'm going to come in and knock the corners off of, a little more even. Double click, and then I can just double click, double click, double click. And same thing I did before. Follow me is like the best. Draw my shape I want to put on there. Put an arc down like that, and then I can grab this shape. Follow me, click here. I was not very careful about my sizes there, so let's try that again. There we go. That'll work. Close that in like that. Delete all this stuff. Actually, I'll just go ahead and make this into a component. I called it canned too, because all right. The fact that it doesn't have a bottom on it is actually, oh, that was also nice because that stuff didn't get included. Now you can just close up the bottom. All right. With that, come over here, grab some more crayons.
Reference models.
Ooh.
Someone
just came by the office. His name is Colin. He works on the support team, and he just brought us some cupcakes and said reference models. So I think I know what we're doing next.
Oh, hey, I'm okay with this.
I'm
You can
not
bring me
opposed to
food.
it either.
All right, I'll slide this over here. And it was not perfect, and that's cool. But now I can get it in here, and I can use scale. Let's scale about the middle. Make it a little smaller this way. All right. Another candy. Grab that by the bottom again. Plop that in here. And I'll actually get rid of this one. Take this. Same thing. I'll make 3 of these. To X. All right. What do we do to you? Oh, wait. Yeah, I spent a lot more time getting and enjoying candy than I have flowers. I haven't been given a whole lot of flowers. In fact, I mean, is this... All right, let's talk about equality of sexes and gift giving. I think I've only been given flowers like when I was sick or something like that. I don't think anybody's ever said, Happy Valentine's Day, here's a flower. That's probably a lie. I'm sure I have. My wife has probably given me nice things, and that's probably not true. I probably just said something wrong. But yeah, mostly it seems like guys get candy or something, and not so much. All right, I'm going to make some sprinkly shaped things. Now, you know, I'm not even, let's just keep this simple. I'm gonna draw a little rectangle. Bring that up. I'm gonna color it with something that would alert me to the fact that I probably don't want to eat it, like pink, because it's probably got like some kind of fruit inside it or something.
Hey, fruit candies aren't too bad.
No, but it messes with me, because...
Oh?
Oh, sorry. Hold on, be cool. You think you're gonna bite into some caramel or something, you get raspberry, it messes, it's so bad.
Fair enough. If you are expecting something, it can be rather disorienting.
No, that's cool. If anybody out there likes their raspberry flavored or orange or whatever, that's cool. Takes all kinds, you know. All right. Just getting them at a couple different angles and then just sprinkling. Whoops, that's going to be an issue. All right. Probably a couple more. All right. That was good. And man, I'm running out of ideas for shapes of things. What do you want on top of you? Make unique. We could
Maybe a heart shape?
Ooh,
I don't know.
All right, that'll work. In case you missed it the first time, let's start with a square. Half circle. Half circle.
In all fairness, I got that idea from chat, so thank you, chat.
If I don't look up, it's pretty much, you get credit.
Uh-oh.
Oops, that came off. Let's rotate it about the middle instead. There we go. And we'll scale that up a bit. I'm going to turn on my hidden so I know not to go beyond the flat border. Ooh, careful for that one. I might have lavender or something like that. You know what else I'm gonna do? Just make this, I'm gonna erase these hard edges. There we go.
That looks good.
All right. Stick that down here. Scoot this one. Oop, nope. Oh, I'm clicking things. I'm clicking too many things. Scoot that over here. All right. Let's do a square one. Take one of the, actually, I'm gonna totally cheat this. Copy that like that. We'll just take the whole thing.
That looks good.
That was easy. It's a little distorted edges, but hey, if you're eating a chocolate covered candy like this, it's all soft and natural. And all right, so we'll take this one and we'll start by, we're gonna make this like, maybe this is like a super dark chocolate, 90% cocoa kind of thing.
Ooh.
You like that? You like dark chocolate?
It depends on the exact recipe. I've had some that's really good, and then I've had some that wasn't so good.
I struggle a little bit with dark chocolate because sometimes it tastes like burnt things to me. You know? Like too much cocoa, and it just, I am more of a milk chocolate fan myself.
Fair enough.
But hey, you know, that's, everybody likes different stuff. That's cool. All right, so take that one. We'll stick that one.
It's filling up in there.
It is.
I think we've got enough for one more.
Yeah, maybe a
Maybe
round
two.
one or something. All right,
Oh,
let's,
yeah. The round ones, like the kinds that have the nuts mixed in with them, those are good.
there you go. Oh, I got an idea for that too. Let's definitely that and rotate it 90 degrees.
We've got a question from chat. Have
All
you
right.
ever eaten cocoa beans before? And I can comfortably say I have not. How about you?
I have.
Really? Are they good?
They're have a very, they're very rich and yeah, but yeah, I mean,
Yeah, chat's saying they're not super sweet or anything.
They're not,
So
they're not.
That
It's
sounds
definitely-
interesting.
that's where the dark chocolate is very, I've had milk chocolate covered cocoa beans, and it was the best of both worlds because you get a little more sweet, but yeah, it's definitely, it's got that dark cocoa-y flavor for sure. I'm gonna give this like, maybe this will be like caramel or something. Whoops. Oh no. That's why it looks so weird. I forgot to make unique again. Never miss a chance to learn something, huh? All right. Let's pick that. Let's lighten that up. Hey, instant new candy. All right. Yeah, let's do a round one. Let's grab this guy right here. Slide him out here. Scale and make him round. And then I also kind of feel like make it a little bit bigger, but I don't want it necessarily taller. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so let's do this. I want to do, so I'll take a copy of this one. Oop. Let's stick that in there as it is. Oh. Bring that down a little bit. There we go. I lost the bottom. There it is. Bring that up. Floating just above like the others. All right, that looks pretty good. I don't know if this is going to work, but it's never stopped me from doing something in the past. So one of the extensions I did go download was Enerot's Fractal Eroder. So I was kind of wondering what would happen if I was to erode this candy.
Well,
So
save before you do, and then
I
let's
saved.
find out.
erode. Okay. Thinking, thinking, eroding, eroding, eroding. I think this may have been a poor choice because what fractal eroder does, it works off existing geometry and goes and breaks it into smaller geometry and makes subtle adjustments. So if you start with something like a cube and hit fractal eroder, you end up with a cube-ish shape, but it's kind of starting to break down. And the more you break it down, the less cube-like it's going to be. As soon as I clicked this, I was thinking, there's a lot of faces in here, so
Oh no.
that may not have been the best thing to do right there.
Hey, if you're looking to fill time, we can take a look at the cupcakes.
But
they're very beautiful today.
here, we'll cut back to the black and white camera, and you guys can see. Oh, well, oh, dang it!
What?
I dropped one.
Oh no.
So you want to sum up how things are going right now? Boom, there you go. Yeah, this is nice cupcakes we got here. That one really wants to be on the floor again. Aw. From our house to yours. Happy Valentine's Day.
Yeah, our office manager takes good care of us.
Yeah.
They always have something fun going on holidays.
Well, yeah, so how are you doing, comments? All right, somebody said put nuts on it, a bishop hat, carve a biting one. Ooh, I like that idea. I'm stalling for a few more seconds. No, I think I'm gonna have to, I may have asked too much. All right, I'm gonna kill it. That one was totally on me. I take full responsibility for what I just did. It was not Fractal Eroder's problem. That was not SketchUp's problem. I was unintelligent. All right. So fortunately, my T-shirt and Casey and all of you saved me from destruction by saving before I did that less than intelligent thing. But I still want to use Fractal Eroder, so I'm going to come in here and I'm going to create a 6-sided polygon. Push that up like that. All right, I'm going to save this, and now I'm going to tell it to just erode that geometry, and this should work pretty quick and easy. All right, there we go.
Oh, that's fancy.
That's cool. There's something good inside that one. You might hurt yourself on this point right here. All right, I'm gonna hit it one more time. I'm gonna go to extension and hit erode one more time. And you can do this. I could have put multiple iterations on that first erode that I did, but I didn't. So I'm gonna come in and just run it a second time on there. Take a little bit longer because it's eroding twice as much geometry, but we should come back with something like now. Now. It does look like marshmallow. Should I leave it white?
Ooh, that could be interesting.
Bonbons shaped like old keyboard keys with letters on it. So that'd be fun for like a real set of candy. If we model it in 3D, it's just going to look like keyboard letters. Shape of keys spelling out the word save. See, now you're onto something. Dang it. Maybe I should have eroded a second time. I like that. It looked good. All right. I'm impatient. 5, 4, 3, 2. All right, I'm out again. Oh, it worked.
No. So close.
All right. This time, I'm going to make it all work. It's all going to be... Oh, hey. Hey. Cool. I'm going to take that. That looks cool. I'm just going to take it, make that into a group. I am going to come in here and I'm going to just back down just this one point. It looks scary to me. It looks like something you could potentially cut your mouth on. So there we go. Just fold that one in. There we go. And yeah, I'm going to leave it white like that. I think that looks cool. I'm just going to scale a little bit so it gets inside the cup. Scoot it. Let's see, grab the lowest
bumpy
point.
down there.
It is. Those are flavor bumps right there.
Oh yes.
All right. Let's keep. All right. And then I think bring it down a little bit. Oh. Okay. Now undo that last one. And one last. Oops. Okay. Take all of that and drop that right in here. It's getting crowded in here. Fortunately, unlike real candies, I can just scale these as I need to.
Clever.
Yeah. All right, I like that.
Looks like we've got someone who just joined us. Welcome to
Welcome.
the live stream. It's a very thematic live stream today.
That's right. I don't know what I'm doing, but it's going to be Valentine's-y. Okay, I'm going to do that, and then one more thing here. All right, I'm going to take this by this corner, this edge right here. I'm going to prop that edge right there like that. And then I'm going to rotate so that this edge comes down to there.
Looks good.
Oh, almost good.
So close.
All right, so now I'm going to rotate on the green and just come grab. If that was a rectangle, I would have been, whoops, grab the wrong thing. Here we go, get on the green. And take this piece, go up.
Looks like we're going to have to squash it a
You
little bit.
are a troublemaker. You have been a problem since. Okay. Anyhow, all right, there we go. You know, I want to.
We got a fancy box of chocolates.
It's a little bit too straight, so I'm going to go ahead and rotate it over a little bit, which means it's going to. Nope, perfect.
Close enough.
That works. And now I want to do two things here. I don't know if the second one's going to work. The first one's going to be pretty easy. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a cutter. It's like that. We'll say oops. Two problems there, huh? Turn it the right way. DBO push line, I'm going to pull this up like this. I'm going to make it a group. I'm going to pull it into 180 degrees. And I'm going to draw a rectangle from here to here. That's going to give me a solid. And now I'm going to take that solid and I'm going to scale it down. I'm going to take my candy, run it into that solid.
Oh, I think you've got reversed faces on your solid, though.
That will be okay. Watch what's going to, this is going to be magic. All right, so I'm going to take this one with the inside on the outside, and what I'm going to do is turn my solid tools on, and rather than trim, which I normally do, so normally I go in there and hit trim, and trim leaves the cutter behind, I'm just going to subtract. So if I subtract this from this,
Fancy.
I was expecting the other side to be facing out.
Still is cool.
All right, let's try that again. I thought I was going to be left with, nope, I think you may have been right. All right, let's try this. Click there and subtract that from here. Ah, there we go. Now it's white on the inside. Anyhow, all right. That's one thing I wanted to do. The other thing I wanted to do, this is the part I'm not too sure about. I want to crinkle this side of this paper cup down. So I don't know if this is going to work at all. This could, you know what? I should probably start by making this a component. Create. Move this component over here. Scale it up by 100.
Oh boy.
AKA the Dave method. And now come in here, tool palettes.
Oh, chat suggests we save before we do this.
Done. All right.
Good call, chat. Thank you.
All right. Let's see. No, this is going to bend the whole thing over.
Oh.
That's not going to work. I probably should hit escape instead of clicking. Today is the day I ask too much of my extensions.
It's been a great stream so far, though. It's only 2 o'clock.
Yeah,
We're doing great.
We're flying through this stuff that nobody asked for. Just knocking them all down.
We've had over 1,000 messages today in our chat box so far.
Wow.
Or maybe that's total. I can't tell, but no, it's gonna be today, right?
Yeah, because this is a new stream. We started with nothing.
Yeah.
I am unhappy with what's happening right now. All right, I'm jumping ship again. I'm impatient. It's hot in here. Whew. All right. I gotta think of a better way to do that. How can I deform this? I guess I could use vertex tools again. Might be the easiest way to grab that much. No, to grab that much vertex tools, because then I can come get my soft select radius. Okay, I'm gonna have to go big, like 1,000 feet.
Oh boy. Here we go.
It's big. I'm gonna bring that over like that. Bring it down. Rotate
What extension
it.
is this again?
This is vertex tools.
Very fancy. I haven't poked around with that one as much as I should. I should have been able to recognize it.
This is just it's a very different way of modeling. It's gets away from, you know, most of the tools inside of SketchUp are about surface modeling. That's what we call, you know, SketchUp is a surface modeler.
Mm-hmm.
Vertex tools turns it into a vertex modeler, which is where you move the points around. All right, so let's take that now. Awesome. Move that off of axes, something like that.
I'm curious, what flavor was that candy you bit into?
Looks minty.
Ooh. Was it a strong mint? Because I'm not a fan of mints when they're too strong. I find them a bit overpowering, personally.
It was probably a little too much.
Uh,
All right, I'm going to do some stuff over here.
classy.
Yeah, high-end. All right, we'll take all that. ribbit. And then we'll scale it on down to a size that Laura can't live inside of.
Oh.
Keep going.
We're getting close.
All right, that looks more reasonable. I mean, that's maybe even a little too small.
A big box of chocolates.
Yeah, they're healthy size apparently. Actually,
that's the kind of box of chocolates I'd like to get.
I'm kind of thinking maybe what should really happen here is this should be a little bit bigger in comparison.
Oh, we got some clipping.
There we go. Something like
there we
that.
Go.
And then, yeah, bring that back down a little bit. There we go. That's maybe that's
a little
more
more reasonable.
All right. Well, that's what happens when, whilst modeling the Christ Church Cathedral, somebody says, "Can you model a rose next time?" This is what happened then. So
that was great.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, that's pretty much what I got, guys. No, it's okay, Sebastian. I don't need a desk fan. What I need is a new room to use, and we're working on it. So, in the not too distant future, we'll be broadcasting from someplace totally new.
It'll be exciting, though.
It will be. I'm very much looking forward to it.
I'm looking forward to it, too. Assuming you'll have me back, of course.
Oh, I mean, I'm just assuming with you guys that Casey's here for the long run, right? He's got to be committed at this point.
That'll be nice.
Casey's not here. Got to cancel the stream.
Speaking of not being here, I'm going to be out next week, so I should tell you about that.
Funny you should mention that. I won't be here either. So we won't have a traditional live modeling session. So next week, I, along with a couple of coworkers, will be heading to Workbench Con in Atlanta. It's a conference that primarily deals with people who do woodworking and on social media. So that'll be kind of a fun spot for us to go to. We've gone once before. It is a neat show. It's a lot of fun. But yeah, that means I will be there and not here. But what may happen, I'm not going to guarantee but what may happen is we may do a little live stream from the floor of Workbench Con. So if you are on or around Facebook, I know we have a lot more people end up on YouTube than we end up on Facebook, but Facebook's a lot easier to stream to. So you might want to keep an eye on our Facebook account on SketchUp because we may end up doing a live stream from the show floor. That could be kind of cool. So no promises, like I said. I've promised things like that before. And I don't know if you guys remember the last time I tried to do a live stream. I tried to do a sneak peeks behind the camera kind of thing. I tried to multi-stream to multi-platforms, and it went something like this. Yeah. So in case that happens again, I don't want to promise something that I can't deliver. But yeah.
I'll have to watch for it.
Yeah, I know. Not everybody loves Facebook, but it should be good. And no, Dave, I am choosing Atlanta over Minnesota next week. I was thinking about it. Then you said 17 below, I think.
Yeah, that's a little too cold for my tastes.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that. Yeah, so that's what we got. Excuse me, Laura.
Beautiful.
Oh, man.
Well,
all right.
Close to beautiful anyways.
Yeah, I'm just going to come in here and I'm not going to delete it. So when this is posted, you guys can fix it if you want. But I'm just going to hide that. And there we go. That's beautiful.
That's nice. That looks like something my sister's boyfriend would give her.
So something you guys might notice, you may have picked up on this, vase and water cast no shadow. There's a threshold at which geometry casts shadows. I think it's 20% filling, 20% opacity. So if I come in here, see right now that's 22%. Here, let's go look at, I think that's this one. Oh, it's way more than 22%. 70%. So it's 70% I get a shadow back. That still looks cool. I like it. Sebastian, I was just going for something kind of cool looking. I wanted a not a super smooth thing. I might actually get my edges back. So that was intentional. I was looking for something kind of cool, something faceted. But yes, Dave called it 70%. He knew it. He knew exactly what I was trying to do. All right, well, you guys, I'm going to save that. And unless we have specific questions to address, I'm going to kind of call it. I did remember I have one more thing that I have to do this year in SketchUp. And that's something I committed to around Christmas time, and that is draw in SketchUp with the Wacom tablet. So I do still have that tablet, and I'm going to say before the end of March, we're going to have that in here instead of my mouse. I'm going to give up my trusty Logitech Master, and I'm going to bring in that tablet, and we're going to draw something. So that will happen. Which is a nice segue to things that will happen. Not next week, but the week after. We will be back here making something else in SketchUp, but I don't know what. So I don't have my next step. What do you guys think? I need some more. I need some fresh ideas. What would something cool be to model? Tell me what we should be drawing in these coming weeks. If you guys come up with 4 of them, we can fill out March right now. But let's hear. Sebastian, it's actually, I know a lot of designers who exclusively model in SketchUp with tablets. I personally haven't. I've always been a mouse user. I've used tablets in other software, but not gotten into in SketchUp. So I'm very interested personally in developing a workflow using the tablet. Unfortunately, just since the beginning of the year, I really haven't had a chance to set aside time to work on it. But I do want to. It is something that I do want to do. A cool model or educational? Sebastian, can't models be both cool and educational? I like to think that even the most entertaining model can be fun, and vice versa. An elephant. So Titus is not a fan of tablet using, but like I said, that's everybody's got a different threshold or idea. Well, we all know you guys like to watch me suffer, so I guess that happens. It happens. Hi, Min. All right, so we do have a request for an elephant. That's the thing we've got right now.
I see one for a car.
A car. Okay,
That's
we do
good.
another car. You know, I actually get a lot of people pinging me on social media with pictures of different kinds of cars saying, model this. They're all sort of usually non-traditional. So yeah, maybe a car. So an elephant and a car is what we got so far. That's our list. Yeah, I know we've covered a lot of things, but we can do variants on things we've already done. Renault Laguna 2. Sounds like a very specific car. That helps. I prefer specific over vague.
A T-Rex, that's a good one.
Anatomy is hard. An evil car from the Frankenstein family. I don't know that one, but I like this. Boy, you guys are all over animals, huh? T-Rex,
Yeah, it's a very
elephant,
animal-oriented stream
horse,
today. I don't know why, but
AC Cobra. See, that could work in both the animal and the car side. I'm assuming with the AC,
that's a good one.
Ooh, Da Vinci's helicopter.
I like that.
I'm putting that one on top of the list. In case you guys don't know, I am a total sucker for Da Vinci work. I think that guy right there, he was awesome. I mean, here he studied anatomy, he invented, he painted, he sculpted, he was just like, I almost said the word Renaissance man because that's exactly what it was. But I mean, he just did everything. It was so cool.
He was a smart guy,
Yeah.
especially for his time.
Some of the
talented.
stuff he did, like, it was just so cool. So, like looking at his notebooks. Of course, he did some kind of wacky things, like writing upside down and backwards in his own language, so people couldn't decode what he was working on, and that. So there's some unique stuff that he did also. But that was good. That was, he was the right amount of weird, I think. But anyhow, yeah. So WRA Design is saying that moving to a tablet is also better on the wrist, which absolutely. I've had a lot of issues where when I first started doing these live models, where it's 3 hours of straight mouse usage, I was starting to get kind of a tendonitis ache thing, but I've been much more careful about my orientation, where my armrests are, that kind of thing, and try to take as much pressure off. I actually looked for a while. I looked into an upright mouse, and Logitech has one. There's actually some really good looking ones out there, but they don't have the number of programmable buttons I'm used to. So I guess that's me just giving up on even considering it if it doesn't have the number of buttons I'm used to. So the Hubble telescope, a grandfather clock. I like that. World Trade Center. I haven't seen the new World Trade Center renders. That's an interesting idea too. So I like Da Vinci's helicopter, a grandfather clock, Star Trek Voyager. Oh wait, what was on the?
They're saying someone made the Da Vinci helicopter or something of Da Vinci's on Star Trek Voyager for an episode once.
That would be cool. I actually went to. It was a traveling exhibit. It was in Denver, it was all about Da Vinci's notebooks.
Really? That
and
sounds
it was
interesting.
really cool. They had a bunch of his pages blown up and shown the stuff that he came up with: tank, scuba diving, stuff that was skis, way before like nobody had done the stuff that he was drawing pictures of, which was so cool. It was really neat. So that was really cool to see those books. But the other thing is, people built wood and fabric miniatures of a lot of his.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
A lot of stuff he sketched never actually became real. Like it was just pictures, but it was pretty cool. Oh, that's cool. Sebastian's saying that he started modeling the set of The Office. That's awesome.
Neat. Yeah, that's a fun show.
It's one of my favorites. It's so good.
I've never not laughed at least at one of the jokes in each episode.
I know. It is so cool. Leo's asking for the SketchUp headquarters. I want to say that it's an incredible, mysterious, beautiful place, but it's really just an office building. It's not that exciting.
The inside of the building and the people there are what make it interesting.
That's right. I always think of, I don't know if you guys watch Simpsons very much, but there was this episode where Bart went downtown and he went to where Mad Magazine was printed, and he was so excited he went inside, and there's just some woman sitting at a reception. She's like, "Sorry, kid, this is just an office building." But then the door opens up, and Alfred E. Newman and Spy vs. Spy, whatever, are inside playing and jumping around and everything. But yeah. The Tower Bridge in London, that would be cool. We actually were going to do that one, and we backed off because of stuff that was happening that felt like it wasn't the ideal time to do it. So
Fair enough.
drum set, that would be cool. Model a space mouse. Yeah, you guys got some great ideas. Make a rose. I'll add that to the list. Thanks, Titus. All right, you guys have given us awesome ideas. I'm going to go back through the chat and write a bunch of these down. I think this is so cool. I really appreciate you guys coming and hanging out with us. It's a little early, but you know what? It's kind of a holiday. You guys get extra time. Hey, take an hour back. Go enjoy your Valentine's Day. So I think we're going to call it. I think we're in a spot where we're just going to be done. So thank you, Casey, for helping out again.
I'm always glad to be here.
And thank you all for hanging out with us. Thank you for your input, your comments, your thoughts, your heckling. I'll take it all. I love you guys. Have a great Valentine's Day, and I'll see you sometime in the future. Again, probably no live model next week, but we'll definitely be back the week after that. Keep an eye on Facebook. Maybe we'll do a live stream. But until then, we'll see you, and thank you very much.